Hey guys, Jean Claude. I believe we're only going to have 2 more decks we get to open before Gen Con, because I will then be out of town Wednesday night. So we have today's and tomorrow's. Down to the wire. Let's see if we can find something good. And I heard you guys loud and clear. You guys did not necessarily like the other format. I thought maybe you'd like it more because we discussed a lot more of what the deck can do and more combos. But it seems like the majority of you would like me to read all the cards, so we will do that again. Dis, Shadows, and Brobnar. It's Ames, the Geneticist of Monsters. Alright, got some pretty good houses here. If any of you are happening to go to Gen Con, let me know in the comments down below. Might have like something where maybe I'll be there one evening and I can play a few games with you. Alright, here we go. We're going to start off with Shadows. It's Mac the Knife. 3-power elusive. You may use Mac the Knife as if it belonged to the active house. Action, deal 1 damage to a creature. If this damage destroys that creature, gain an amber. So it's basically a Seeker Needle on a creature. It's actually pretty good. Guard Disguise. Okay, it's an artifact. Action, sacrifice it. If your opponent has 3 or fewer amber, you get to steal 3. That's actually a really good card. Makes your opponent have to play around it. Special Delivery. It's an artifact. Amber whenever you play it. Omni, sacrifice it. Deal 3 damage to a flying creature. If this damage destroys that creature, you get to purge it. Redlock. 3-power Skirmish. At the end of your turn, if you did not play any creatures, you gain an amber. Hideaway Hole. Artifact. Amber whenever you play it. Omni, sacrifice it. Creatures you control gain elusive until the start of your next turn. Umbra, 2-power Skirmish, fight, steal, and amber. Swindle, Alpha and Omega, so it's the only thing you'll get to do on your turn. Play, steal 3 amber. Sucker Punch, amber whenever you play it. Alpha, play, deal 2 damage to an enemy creature. If that creature is destroyed by this effect, archive Sucker Punch. Ronnie, Wrist Clocks, wait a minute. Like every single card so far, it's had amber, right? Except for, okay, Matt creates amber. Guard Disguise is going to get us some amber, it's going to steal. Special Delivery, Redlock could get us amber. I mean, this is a pretty solid start, guys. So Ronnie Wrist Clocks, 2-power, play, steal 1 amber. If your opponent has 7 more amber, you get to steal 2 instead. Lemindra, 1-power, deploy and elusive. Lemindra's neighbors gain elusive. Furtive Investors, amber whenever you play it. If your opponent has more amber than you gain an amber for each key your opponent has forged. Bad Penny, 1-power, destroyed, return Bad Penny to your hand. Now we're on to Dis, and what a great card to see. It's Overlord Grekking, 7-power. After an enemy creature is destroyed fighting Overlord Grekking, put that creature into play under your control. Ancient Yerk, 6-power, play, choose and discard 3 cards from your hand. This might be a little excessive, but it's still a pretty powerful effect. If you can just kind of line up where you're not going to have that many great cards, or you have a big disc turn to where it's this and maybe, say, 3 other discards, you only have to actually discard 2 other cards, it's not too bad. It does help you get a little further into your deck. Tesmal, 2-power elusive, reap, choose a house. Your opponent cannot choose the house as their active house on the next turn. Ooh, 2 Tesmals, huh. Haven't opened one of these in a while, that's pretty nice. That means you could potentially lock your opponent into 1 house. It's hard to do, but it is possible. Lash Your Broken Dreams. It's an artifact. Action. Keys cost +3 amber during your opponent's next turn. Gub. It's 1-power. If it's not on the flank, it gets +5 power and gains taunt. 2 Gubs. I'm not too big on this, but it can be okay sometimes. 3 Gubs. Gonna need a lot of creatures for this card to be amazing. Exhume. Amber whenever you play it. Play, choose a creature in your discard pile. You may play that creature as if it belonged to the active house and was in your hand. That's a great card. Oh, it's really good with the next card here, Charette. 4-power, play, capture 3 amber. So you want to see a lot of different sort of like play effects to use with your Exhume so that like with Charette here, you can take your opponent off a key. Let's see. Ronnie Wrist Clocks, stealing. Yeah, there's just, you always want to have play effects or some sort of immediate thing you can do with that. It's called a toolbox. Binding Irons, play. Your opponent gains 3 chains. Amber Imp, 2-power elusive. After a creature reaps, you stun it. Now we're on to Brobnar with Screech Bomb. It's an artifact. Omni, sacrifice Screech Bomb. Your opponent loses 2 amber. Garganti Scrapper, 3-power alpha. Play. If you have 3 or more amber, deal 3 damage to an enemy creature. My initial impressions of this card was it wasn't that great, but you actually get this play effect pretty often, so it's not that bad. Tremor, play, stun a creature in each of its neighbors. Into the Fray, play. For the remainder of the turn, a friendly Brobnar creature gains fight. Ready this creature. Groggins, 8 power. When Groggins is used to fight, it can only attack flank creatures. Oh, Gauntlet Command. It's an artifact. Action. Ready and fight with a friendly creature. It's pretty good because we have a card like Umber in here, so you can steal on a... Ooh, 2 of those on a Brobnar turn. Drummer Knot. 6 power. Play, fight, reap. Return another friendly giant creature to your hand. It's great, especially if we get like Brammo or Ganger Chieftain. Hint, hint deck. 2 Drummer Knots. That's pretty nice. Cowfine. 5 power before the fight. Deal 2 damage to each neighbor if the creature Cowfine fights. Come on, we need something big. Oh, we got the Brammo. That's nice. 4 power. Play. Deal 2 damage to each enemy flank creature. And our last card is another Brammo. Well, it's actually pretty good with the 2 Drummer Knots. For those of you that haven't seen it or played against it, you play a Brammo. That's 2 damage to your enemy flank creatures. Use the Drummer Knot. Return Brammo to your hand. That's 4 damage you can do every single turn to your opponent's flank creatures. That adds up very quickly. It's very powerful. Gauntlet Command will allow you to be able to fight with your Drummer Knot again, so you can actually get it a 3rd time. That's amazing. I like that. All right, let's go ahead and add up the Amber. There was exactly 0 in Brobnar. This could be a problem. Uh-oh. Oh, no. 1 in Dis. Oh, God. Luckily, as we know, Shadows had a decent amount of Amber. It was almost every single card was doing something involving it, but that's not really enough to save it, is it? So, Mac the Knife, I would have reckoned we're probably going to get 1 off him every game. Card Disguise, we can get up to 3. Let's just call it 2, though, so that's 3, 4. Not sure about this effect. We're going to have to see how many creatures they have. I'm not going to count for anything yet. That's 5 with this. 6, I think we have a chance of getting that, because I think Drummer Knots and Brammos will help control our opponent's board. So 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 Amber that I think we can reliably get every time we go through the deck. Yeah, that's really low. Well, it's not really low, but it's below average. Let's check out our Amber control. So stealing is obviously going to help with that. So good thing we have a little bit of that. Plus we had Capture, and Exhume might be able to help us. You know, we're definitely going to put Exhume up. I'll show you why in just a moment. Screech Bomb. Amber Imp can help with that. Charette for sure. Lash of Broken Dreams, fantastic. So pretty good Amber control in here. You got 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to count this one as 5 because we have both Ronnie and Charette we can bring back. 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 Amber control. Wow, that's kind of surprising. Yeah, so this takes the deck up a little bit. Let's see. Now let's kind of go through a little bit of the combos that are happening here. We already discussed Exhume. I think Exhume is a big card of this deck. Lash of Broken Dreams plus Charette. Just being able to slow down your opponent. That's important, especially if you're able to build Amber at the same time. And we had a decent amount of disc creatures, if I remember correctly. Let's check it out here. Oh, the problem was 3 of them were Gubs. Oh, man. But check it out, though. We do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 with Charette. Oh, 9. 9. Okay, this is actually a little bit better than it initially looked. The Gubs, you have to have creatures surrounding them, right? But with that many other creatures, 6 other disc creatures, there's a good chance you can put it next to whatever house you had before. Then drop something like an Amber Imp next to it. Put the Tesmals next to it. Maybe even put the Tesmals in between a couple of them. It's actually nice that we have the taunts to try and actually be able to pull off the lockout. Might be able to actually lock out our opponent with this deck. That's pretty good. Overlord Grekking being able to steal opponent's creatures is awesome. Ancient Yurk isn't too bad because we're not going to be losing a lot of Amber, we found out, now that we've gone through the whole deck. But it can help us maybe find some Amber control cards, or it might actually help us get to the Tesmals with Gubs so we can try and get that lockout. So that's actually pretty good in here. Yeah, the Amber control definitely took this up a notch. Let's count up the creatures, because I think we had quite a bit. So that much Amber control spread out amongst this many creatures is pretty powerful. Do I think this is a Vault Tour deck? No. I don't think it's going to perform at that. I don't think it's going to perform well at a Vault Tour, but this is a pretty good deck nonetheless. Let's see here. And I'm definitely 100% on this for Bad Penny. As soon as we get it, we're going to discard it. We didn't have any weird interactions to go with it, except for Mac the Knife. But I don't think it's worth that 1 Amber every time just to do that. I'd rather try and knock out my opponent's creatures, because An Umbra plus this, that can get them down. They can take down a 3-power creature. There's a lot of different ways you can get your opponents down to 1 damage away from being destroyed, and Mac the Knife can take care of that. Let's count the creatures here. Oh, Lamindra's actually really good in here too. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 20. Wow, 23 creatures? Wow, that is really interesting. Huh. 23 creatures. We had all the Amber control. The Amber's a little bit light, but man, could you imagine if this would have had Ganger Chieftain? Oh my gosh, if this deck would have had Ganger Chieftain, and with the Exhume to even help bring it back so you can get that combo out, that could have been some quick Amber. But yeah, let's see. Lamindra in here is actually going to be great for trying to maybe make Drummer Knots where your opponent just can't take care of it right away. Because I said, the Drummer Knot plus Brammo combo is very powerful. It's very potent. Even protecting like something like an Umbra, because that's the one downside to Umbra. Obviously, it's not going to have Elusive. This card would be nuts if it had both Elusive and Skirmish. So putting it to where it's a harder time for your opponent to get rid of it does make it where more often we can actually use the Gauntlet command with that, which is very solid. Did we have any other fight effects besides like the Drummer Knots? Let's see. I don't think so. I think it was just the Umbra. Yeah, okay, so definitely our main target there. With the Gauntlet commands, it's going to be the Umbras, but it's also really nice just being able to fight a second time with a big Brobnar creature just to control the opponent's board. So yeah, pretty interesting deck. Geez, where do I think it's going to be? I think this can win Chainbounds. I think it can win your locals fairly often. It's a pretty good deck. Let's go ahead and give the rating. It's right at a B. It could be as high as a B+, but I think I'm just going to stick with a B today. Alright guys, well thank you very much for watching my videos, and I will see you next time.